Good morning, everyone. We ended up not having a C++ Now conference this year, which is too bad because I had this great idea for a lightning talk that I was going to give there. See, back at CPPCon 2019, Rene Rivera gave a lightning talk titled Algorithm Magic, where he showed a kind of a card trick in C++ and on stage at the same time. When I saw that idea, I thought, this is pretty cool. But his trick was more of a math trick than a magic trick. So I wanted to do something like that, but this time it's going to actually be a trick. I'm going to try to trick you in the real world and in C++ simultaneously. For the real-world version of this trick, I have to thank Wayne Kawamoto, who runs a YouTube channel called About Magic. I learned this trick from his channel. The C++ version, though, you can blame that on me. Let's get started. Here I have an ordinary deck of cards, completely random. And in the C++ version of this trick, I have a string. This magic trick uses namespace std. The last three characters of that string are std. I'll hold the deck like so, and I'll pull up the last three cards in the deck so that you can see them.
Here's the part where I'd ask for a volunteer from the audience. I need my volunteer to pick one of these three cards. Let's say you chose the third one down from the top. That corresponds to the letter S in std, because the S in std is third from the end of the string. So remember your card, this one here. Now I'm going to square the deck back up and prepare to manipulate it. In C++ terms, I'm going to mutate it by permuting the order of its elements. Since the elements of a string view are immutable, I'm going to switch over to using C++20's new span type. A span of char is pretty much like a string view, except that its elements are mutable, and that's what I need for this next part of the trick. You chose the third card down from the top. So 3 times, I'm going to take the last element of the deck, I'm going to pick a random insertion point somewhere in the middle of the deck, and I'm going to bury that top card right there in the middle of the deck. That's a rotate. I've done one rotate. I'll do a second rotate, burying a second card randomly in the middle of the deck, and I'll do a third rotate, burying the third card randomly in the middle of the deck. So your card, that third card, is now completely lost somewhere in the middle of the deck. Now this is the point where the magic happens. You can tell because suddenly I stop simply describing the mechanics of what's happening, and I start in on some completely irrelevant story that doesn't have anything to do with the reality of what's going on. In the magic biz, they call this the patter. In programming, we call it commenting your code. So I've got the deck squared up, and I'm rubbing it vigorously with my finger, attempting to generate some sympathetic magnetism that will attract your card and bring it upward. If I can just lift your chosen card a tiny bit relative to all the other cards in the deck, I'll be able to feel it and pull it out the rest of the way. Here goes, looking for that one card higher than all the rest. I feel it. Oh, it's rising. That's your card. In the C++ version of this trick, we use the strmax function over our string. We find that one element rises higher than the rest, and its value is your chosen letter S.
If you enjoyed this little magic trick, I also do professional training courses in the ins and outs of C++. I'll teach C++ to your new hires from the ground up, bring your existing engineers up to speed on C++20, or offer customized versions of the conference material you've already seen on YouTube. At CPPCon 2020, I'll be delivering a 2-day course on classic STL, algorithms, containers, and iterators. I'll see you at CPPCon.